Hey all, boardgamerants here where you'll find everything solo tabletop gaming and more from a solo perspective. I have Sprawlopolis for you. Let's check it out. Alright, welcome to the adorable little game Sprawlopolis, where you and your fellow city planners have been hired to develop the ultimate sprawling metropolis. Together you must build a city that keeps the officials happy, and they've got some pretty specific requirements you'll need to plan carefully if you want to meet their lofty expectations. So, the game consists of these 18 cards. On the one side is what you're going to use to build your city, and on the other side is going to be your scoring conditions. But you're only going to have 3 scoring condition cards each game. So you'll shuffle these up like so. You're going to set off to the side 3 random scoring conditions. Now on the rest of the cards, you're just going to ignore these. You're going to be actually using the other sides to build your city. So you'll deal yourself a hand of 3 cards, and off to the side, then you're going to start with a random card there to start your Sprawlopolis, and then off to the side, this is going to be your deck that you'll draw from. You can always see what's coming. And so here's my hand of 3 cards. So a block is defined as a rectangular quadrant in one of the 4 zone types. So you got commercial, which is blue, you got industrial, which is gray, your parks are green, and your residential is orange. And each card has all 4 blocks represented on it. You'll also notice there's some roads here. There's going to be 1 to 2 roads. And a road is defined as a continuous stretch of roadway that may be as short as 1 block long before it like dead ends at a block edge or the edge of a city, or several blocks long. So what you're going to be doing here in building your city is very, very simple, straightforward rules. You're going to be looking, of course, at your scoring conditions. This is going to determine what you have to score to win. You're going to add up the numbers. Well, this is quite a little unique. You add up your numbers. 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 4. I only need to score 7 points. That means these are actually probably pretty tough. I have to build my Sprawlopolis in such a way that I score 1 point per road that does not end at the edge of the city. And I'm going to get minus 1 point per road that ends at the edge of the city. Bloom, boom. I'll get 1 point for each row and column with exactly 3 park blocks in it. And I'll get minus 1 point for each row and column with exactly 0 park blocks on it. So these are going to give you a direction on how to build your city. Block party. Score points per group of 4 corner-to-corner blocks of the same type. You may score multiple groups of the same type, and a block may apply to more than 1 group. So it's telling you, depending on the number of groups you create, 0 to 5, you're going to score this many points, either minus 8 all the way up to a positive 7. The other way you're going to be scoring is as you add cards to your Sprawlopolis, you're going to, so how do you do? What are the rules for doing that? Well, the rules, I guess, quickly for you can't just build a card out in the middle of nowhere. You can't build a corner-to-corner card. And you can't ever tuck underneath an existing card. So, what you can do, though, is you can add onto your existing city by, like, corner. You can cover up really anything. You can even cover up entirely a card if you want it. You can flip your card around. You don't have to connect roads. You can if you want. You don't have to. And you can, another thing you cannot do is ever put a card vertical. You can flip it around, but it always has to be placed horizontally. Each time you place a card, you're going to draw another card. Say I did that. You're going to draw another card, and then you play again. And you'll just continue to add cards to your city however you see fit, according to what you're trying to accomplish here on your scoring conditions for the game. And once you are done, there's going to be 5 different ways that you will score. There's always 2 ways. The basic ways you'll score is you're going to look, and for each color, you're going to score your biggest section. Your biggest section that you have blocks that are adjacent to one another. So my biggest orange section is these 2 right here. So I'll get 2 points for that. My biggest industrial section is these 3 grays right here. 1, 2, 3. So I'll get 3 points for that. Then my biggest green section, well, is 1. And my biggest blue sections are 1. Of course, this is going to be a lot bigger. You'll have added all 15 cards. But in this particular example, my base score would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you subtract all your roads. So every separate road gets subtracted. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 separate roads. Not well built. Of course, you saw how quickly I was building that. So I actually end up with a negative base score to start. Then you go over and you score each of these conditions. And if you've reached your target score, which in this case would be 4, 5, 6, 7 points again, you win the game. And if you score under it, you do not win. It's just that easy. There you have it. What a great little game. I adore this game. And I'm not big on these small, compact, card-only games. They usually just don't have enough meat to them. I played a few over the recent months, and they've just more or less been overwhelmingly disappointing. What kind of game can you offer with 18 cards? Well, when you cleverly put it together so you have scoring conditions on one side of the card and the way you play the game on the other side of the card, if you come up with a little mechanism like that, then you're probably smart enough to come up with a clever game. And this is a clever game. Thematically, it's just Sprawlopolis. It's just like this little city building game. And you've got your 3 scoring conditions that change each time. That's the mandate on how to build a city, and then you get after it and try to build with that theme. So in like a paragraph, thematically it makes sense. And the mechanics are crisp and easy. I mean, you set the game up in seconds. You play it in minutes. And the mechanics you can teach in seconds. So while I'll probably still predominantly play this solo, I've played it cooperatively, and of course it's nothing to teach. You deal it out, and then you're like, okay, we want our oranges connected, and we want the roads to be divided by this. We're going to score because we have certain things on the corner. Go. And you just put cards down. It's just that easy to teach. And the variability is incredible because you've got 18 cards, and I don't know how many different variations of 3 scoring conditions you can create out of that. I'm sure the math's pretty easy, but there's a lot of game there, and it's going to mix it up. And I love too, it's very clever the way each card has a number, and you add all 3 numbers to create your score. So your scoring goal varies tremendously. Like I showed you, it was like, was I still in the single digits there? And other times you're like, it's the scoring condition is 30 or 40 points or something huge. And the length of play, stunningly quick. The rule book, super duper short, beautiful, crisp, concise. So from a solo perspective, this game is just everything you'd kind of want in it. It's more than what I would want. It's more than I expect in something that you can just put in a little wallet-sized thing and put in your back pocket and take with you and set up and play in minutes. But it has a depth to it. You can sit there, and if you are prone to AP, you could sit there and make this a very long game. And that's kind of what it takes for me. Well, I don't tend to be AP prone. I tend to make probably misguided decisions too quickly all the time, just because that's my pace of play. I like to play games quickly so I can play another one. I need that meatiness to really appeal to what I care for in a solo game. And this, even though it's got simple mechanics and it plays so quickly, you could sit there and get stuck as you're trying to, make sure all your roads and all these things line up. You don't have to, but you could, and that is what really does it for me. That's what makes this game feel so solid. I love it. I love this game. I would recommend it to anybody, especially with the price point. And I don't know how easy it is going to be to get, but man, delicious, fun little game in a tiny little package. Sprawlopolis on boardgamerants. Thanks for watching. I'm out.